Would you fucking get down here?
No.
What's your problem?
I don't want it.
You don't want to what?
I want to come down.
I can't do this. Get down here.
No.
You been drinking again? What's this bottle doing here? You been drinking again?
Maybe.
Oh my god. Hey Borden, you excited for Batman?
No.
Welcome to Night. I'm Tony.
I'm Batman.
Welcome to Night. I'm Tony.
I'm Borden.
All right, welcome to Night. I'm Tony.
I'm Batman.
God damn it.
I'm Borden.
All right, so kicking this week off. Oh, I almost punched this thing right off the table. Kicking this week off, we had the CW had that sneak peek look at all the new DC stuff coming out in the next year, which was actually pretty awesome. They got some pretty good hype going on there for a lot of that stuff. So we're going to talk about all the stuff they talked about and kind of just discuss what we think about it. I think first of all we should talk about that Wonder Woman trailer because I think you have some mixed.
We're conflicted.
Yeah, mixed feelings about that, eh? I mean, to be honest, I don't hate the fact that, like, I'm kind of intrigued, at least at this point, that, like, it's going to be set in World War II. Like, it's interesting that they're going that way.
Well, what I said when we were watching it is totally, to me, what I think is going to happen, because I'm not too fond of the actor that plays her. Don't hate on me for that. I don't feel that she's, like, the Wonder Woman
Some
I
people
want.
don't. I don't get the gripe.
Just, she's not the strong female character that I want.
Okay. I mean, I feel like we should wait and see what she actually does.
But here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. It's going to be a repeat of what happened with Captain America. It's a World War II movie where they try to use a character with a shield.
That's actually kind of true.
With an unlikable character that's not as big as the other characters. Yeah. It's going to do all right. Fans are going to be satisfied. Then they're going to do the Justice League movie like they did with Avengers, and they're going to like revamp her costume and make her more likable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be that. They probably know there's nothing they can really do in the time constraint. They've already started.
The only thing I didn't like really was that you and I were talking about when we were watching it is like the whole thing where they're like, well, she's loving and she's caring and like
no.
And like yeah, kind of, but like more so when I think of Wonder Woman, like she was kind of a hard ass and she's kind of like
she's authoritative.
She's all about like the military strength and like it's like yeah, I get like she has her softer side when it comes to like some stuff, but like that's not what I think. They may be her
underlying decision. Like
yeah.
it influences what she wants because she does care.
Yeah,
but she's not like. Are you okay?
I'm just the most loving person ever.
No.
She's she always and like that's the thing is like I always like that about her character because she's always comes off as like such a hard ass and stuff, and like even in the animated stuff like the Justice League movies like when she's wandering around and she's like whips her sword out to like deal with everything and like you know like it's just like she's like a warrior like that's what
like
that's
let's
the way,
fight.
Yeah, the way she's
she should have been played by Ronda Rousey.
Oh my god,
that would have been actually pretty good.
I mean Ronda Rousey can't really. Well, no, I don't know if she can act.
The figure.
Is what I wanted. You want her to be that like kind of like I get it. Like I mean that's what people are saying about Gal Gadot is like she's not big. I think she looks fine as far as the role goes. We'll see how far her acting goes. Like I said, we'll wait and see the movie because we haven't seen enough.
Well,
of it
seeing her
really
in that interview, I was like, do you care? Because she's like, yeah, so I'm like Wonder Woman. Like it was just so like
I'm like Wonder Woman and stuff.
Like they paid me a lot of money for this.
Like I said, if you saw her before. Like when she was in like Fast and the Furious, she got pretty big compared to like when she was back then. Like she used to be really skinny.
Well, it's not even really about that. It's just kind of her in general. I don't like I said, it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna satisfy us enough because what's really gonna shine in the Batman v Superman and the Justice League isn't gonna be Wonder Woman.
It's true.
Let's be fair. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be Batman v Superman. It's gonna be Batman and Superman, and the Justice League is gonna be the damn Justice League.
Yeah.
So
it's fair. I mean, I get that for sure. I mean,
especially in a time when they got Harley Quinn right for Suicide Squad.
We'll get to that later. I'm pretty stoked actually that Chris Pine's in that movie though.
Yeah,
I love Chris Pine. Like
he's Steve.
Yeah, Steve, the guy. Steve Trevor.
Trevor.
Apparently,
we looked him up.
We were looking it up. Apparently, he's like the main love interest for Diana Prince,
who dies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which apparently, well, he has to, considering the fact that the movie takes place in World War II and the modern day Batman v Superman. How old is she supposed to be? I guess she is a demigod, so she's probably like.
I don't think where she reigns from. I don't think time's the same.
Themyscira.
I don't think it's in the same. Their time zones are like they don't. They don't age the same.
They're like 6 hours behind everybody.
They're like 6 years behind. No,
but you might be right. I mean, I'm not.
I don't know.
Sorry, we're not totally up on the lore for Wonder Woman.
Because it's boring.
I I have a feeling either like maybe like they're ageless on Themyscira, or just the fact that she is a demigod technically. She's like a daughter of, is it Athena?
Yes.
Like, so I mean, she is technically a demigod. So I mean, it could just be the fact that she's long lived or something like that. Maybe
Botox. Lots of Botox.
So much surgery. She just looks really weird. She looks like
doesn't move.
Yeah.
I am Wonder Woman. Tell me the truth. Anything you want.
Just leave me alone, please. No, like I said, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely see the movie, and we'll give our critique on it back.
Now that I said that earlier, that I don't really care anymore because I just thought about it. I'm like, I'm honestly not going to care because Justice League, there's going to be bigger characters in play. Yeah, she's going to be overshadowed. She's going to be the Captain America of the fucking
And I
Justice
get that.
League.
Now, that being said, if that's the case, I mean, maybe they will go the same direction because, like, you're right. I mean, I did like First Avenger, like the one they first brought him out, but I liked him a lot better by the time they got to Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Like, Winter Soldier was such a better movie, and like you said, he got better in the Avengers and stuff, but
with time, it'll
and maybe that's the fact. Maybe you're right. Maybe they will just get better as they go further in with her character. So let's hope that that's a thing. I want to talk a little bit also about, like, they show Aquaman for a bit there.
I'm excited for Jason Momoa.
Dude, so am I, actually. Like, of all the people they could have picked, what a great choice for that.
At first, I was hesitant, and then when I when I saw him doing interviews for it, he's like, I'm gonna be Aquaman. He's all pumped. You're like, yes, that guy.
I love in one of the interviews, they're like, so like your character does a lot of swimming, and like, did you have to like train for that? He's like, dude, I'm Hawaiian. And he's like he just kind of looks at him like, look at me. Like,
I can fucking swim.
Yeah. No, but like, I mean, going back, like I mean, obviously, you Jason Momoa is great in Game of Thrones, but like for me, more so than anything, like I watched all of Stargate Atlantis. And he was Ronan in that show. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but like
now he's gonna be Aquaman Atlantis.
But like he's such a great actor. Like I said, watching all that series, like you see a lot of the stuff he did.
He was Conan too, wasn't he?
He was in that terrible reboot of Conan, yeah. Which I don't blame him. I just blame that's just a Conan movie. Like what
that, and you can't really have him like Arnold made that role.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the reason that he's Arnold.
But yeah, no, like I said, I just really like to point out the fact that he looks the part. They show him in that like armor with the trident, and
his revamped armor was done well. I feel like with Wonder Woman, as long as that armor is only in this movie, I feel like the next one she needs to be more towards like
she's probably gonna have the more modern costume.
She needs the Injustice look, where like the long pants, the blue pants, and the shirt and everything.
That'd be nice. I also like. I mean, I know the fact that people complain about the fact that. Arthur Curry's supposed to be blonde and stuff like that, but you know what? He fits the look. Have you ever seen? It's the one look for Aquaman where he's got the long. It's blonde, but he's got the long hair and like the beard and stuff like that.
Yes, that was Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, Jason Momoa looks like that character, but with dark hair, and that's why I'm okay with the fact that I think he like. If you saw the picture of him, I think he's got the long dark hair, but then I think the tips go blonde or something like that. So I think they're trying to at least throw something in there. To be honest, I mean the color of his hair is not going to really fucking bother me.
His personality is very likable, and not a lot of people know this, but Aquaman's supposed to be a very jolly character. He kind of is. He's supposed to be like, I'm Aquaman, but I'm also the king of the sea.
Yeah, like,
and he's supposed to be like that.
Although, like, I mean, I think if you've read any of the newer stuff, like, he kind of does have more of like a dark.
He opens up as
it goes through.
He opens up as he joins the Justice League, because at first he's in conflict.
He's very like closed off.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of the early storyline is
he's closed off because he's like the son of a lighthouse keeper.
He's just the best at being a lighthouse keeper.
When they did that part, you were laughing when they're explaining his heritage. They're like in Aquaman, he's reigning from a lighthouse. His father was a lighthouse keeper, and his mother was
the Queen of Atlantis.
The Queen of Atlantis. So he had a very strong responsibility to keep the ships away from shore.
Yeah, like, okay, if that's Aquaman's new superpower, being the best lighthouse he could.
Wait, there's enemies incoming.
Look out, Superman! There's a cliff over there.
Aquaman, get your fucking flashlight out of my face!
God damn it out! But no, all jokes aside, like. I'm
excited for him.
I'm excited for that movie because I think it's actually going to make Aquaman look bad. I mean, obviously, there's like, Aquaman's been the brunt of jokes for so many years now. You know what I mean? Like, just, he controls fish, like, But like, when you actually read the comic books,
or watch the animated TV shows,
he's almost as strong as Superman. He's just as tough. Like,
he's a skilled warrior too.
He can't fly or anything, but like, he can move underwater. He can move faster than Superman can fly. Like. he has a lot of powers that like
his
really
trident does some cool stuff too.
Magic. It's like that's the other thing too is he has magic, which is like a really big thing in like the DC universe because not a lot can combat magic other than
magic.
Like, other magic. Yeah,
and and he can pull those big like crabs out of the water, like giant.
Oh my god, those giant tank things.
He has an army. That's the thing people forget.
And the other thing too is, well, I mean, it's always funny when they say about the fact that like technically, what is it like it's probably not 3/4, but 3/4 of the Earth is like covered with water or whatever. He rules.
That's a Kevin Smith fact.
Yeah. Well, no, but like that actually is like a fact. Like it's
not
probably
that close
number,
to that.
Not that number, but like a large percentage of the Earth is covered by water, and he literally owns all of that. So like, I mean, technically, like, I mean, like,
he's like the friend that wins Monopoly.
Oh yeah, just the best guy.
Okay.
No, like I said, I'm stoked for that one though. Let's talk a little about Ezra Miller.
Okay, so here's what I think they're doing with the Flash, and I just thought about this a few seconds ago.
Okay.
I feel like they're trying to treat him like the Spider-Man of the franchise because they're trying to really dumb him down into a kid. They keep picking these younger actors to play him. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, like I
don't like him as a cast. I do not like him at all. I don't find him a good
I saw
fit.
that like as soon as I didn't even first of all I didn't even know who Ezra Miller was when they first cast him. Then I did see or I saw part of Perks of Being a Wallflower, and like I mean, yeah, he's good in that movie, but like
he's not a good Flash.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I see him, I'm like I just don't like he doesn't scream Barry Allen at me. I mean, once again, it's not because he's not blonde or anything like that. It's not the hair color. He just looks like a scrawny kid.
And talks like in the interview, he's talking, and I'm like, "Oh God, please don't talk."
Yeah, please don't talk. Like, and like that's the thing is like, who decided this fucking casting? I mean, it must have been Zack Snyder or.
I feel like they're trying to get some female audience or something with this, or they think because, you know what I mean?
Maybe they just think because he's hot, like he's big on like for like younger audiences or something like that. But you're right, like Barry Allen's not supposed to be a fucking kid anyway.
You know who I want?
He's supposed to be like in his like late 20s or 30s.
He's a CSI investigator.
That's what I mean. Like he's a fucking crime scene investigator. Like the
guy. See, some of my casting picks. It was Ryan Gosling. I wanted to play him.
That's not a bad
which is a weird. He'd do it well because if you ever see that movie, was it Speed? Was that what it was called? Or
yeah,
Drive. That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
And seeing him in that, I was like, he would have been absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Someone like that. It doesn't even have to be blonde hair. He just has to be a physically grown man, not this like teenage man child looking
scrawny kid looking guy. Just looks like a total. I watched this like the show The Flash. I would even be happy if they took that guy. I mean, I know they're not crossing over those universes, but at least Grant Gustin looks a little bit more
tolerable. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of those shows. Right?
I like the show.
I'm not a fan of when they picked him, but it was more fucking bearable than Ezra.
I know. Man. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, who knows? He could blow us away when it comes to the role. I mean,
as long as he doesn't talk like he talked in that interview, because I want to punch him in the face.
I know. Just the thing that worries me though is the fact that we haven't seen him at all in like the suit or anything like that. And I wish they would just throw up even when they cast Jason Momoa as Aquaman
or Ben Affleck as Batman.
They threw that promo up where it was like, here's a picture of Jason Momoa in the armor with the trident. It said like Unite the Seven. Remember that poster?
Yes. That was hype. Hype as fuck.
Instantly had me on that side for having Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Instantly. And like I feel like they're just really dropping the ball with this.
They did a concept art for him. I found it on a post, and it was barely anything. I was like, you could literally paste anyone's face into that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with costumes, especially with costumed heroes. Like you can literally just make the costume look super badass and then throw anyone's face right in it. I don't know.
I'm not happy with that.
I don't know. I'm not all that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not really good, because maybe that's what the thing is. Maybe he did his interview and his audition, and he was just astounding, and that's why they hired him. Hopefully that's the case. Like I said, I've seen, like I said, like even after seeing like I said, Perks of Being a Wallflower, he was good in that movie. But like I said, like I guess he probably has the acting chops, but he's too much closer to Kid Flash than he is. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. He's better off being Wally West or whatever,
or Kid Flash.
It's
literally called Kid Flash.
Well, I think
I don't know. I don't know his fucking name. I don't care.
Enough about him, because like I said, I until we see more, I'm just gonna be super depressed about the fact that like they just
if he doesn't do well,
he's picked the wrong actor.
Watch, you'll get fucking recasted or something.
For Justice League. Can you imagine they did that? Have they? They haven't really done that for anything. Oh well, like they did that with the Hulk so far.
Every Hulk movie,
every Hulk
movie
the Avengers. I mean, technically, so I mean, maybe it wouldn't be unheard of for them to take him out.
As long as they don't just replace him with some other idiot that looks just like it. I would have rather like Shia LaBeouf or something.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Actually, that would have been all right.
Oh my god.
No. Oh no.
Next up, they showed a bit of. They didn't really show any of it, but they showed the guy that's playing Cyborg.
Hype.
Yeah.
You were telling me before. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's this guy, and you're like, no, it's not him. Just check it out. And like, as soon as he pops up on screen and says the first line, I'm like, yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
He's Cyborg.
He sounds and he looks exactly like Cyborg did in the comic books and stuff like that. I can't believe how like crazy they nailed that casting.
Cyborg's only really been represented in the Warner Brothers TV shows like
Teen Titans,
like Smallville's. No, I mean like like for live action, it's like Smallville, and he was in it. I think that he was.
Yeah, he was.
I haven't watched Arrow, Flash, but I wouldn't be surprised.
No, he's not in either of those.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, this actor, by the looks of it, is the definitive Cyborg.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be the Robert Downey Jr. of this role.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, it's interesting to see that they're bringing Cyborg in. Because, I mean, obviously, Cyborg's been a part of, like, the newer Justice League stuff as, like, a really main.
He's even, like, kind of booted out Shazam, in a sense.
Which makes me sad because, well...
Shazam's still part of the Justice League. But I mean, like,
I'd even say Shazam's probably more of, like, the newer group. Like, because, like, he wasn't always a member, really.
Cyborg was always kind of more Teen Titans than he was Justice League.
Exactly.
And then in the later years, in the most recent years, they've literally just put him right in there.
It's been since the New 52 stuff specifically.
Yes.
Yeah, New 52 kind of put
he makes
Cyborg
so much, like they
and
said
Shazam into the group. I'm surprised that they're not putting Shazam into the movie, considering the fact that
maybe he's going to be kind of the sequel thing.
Maybe later on, yeah, because they are doing that Shazam movie.
Did anyone new come into Avengers 2 other than
Falcon?
Other than Falcon and Vision, there wasn't anybody else, was there?
No, other than like Scarlet Witch and like like
so he'd kind of be probably like a Quicksilver kind of Scarlet Witch thing where he's one of the people they introduced.
Maybe you could be right.
Ezra Miller could have been him. Could have been Shazam as a kid.
Fuck off. Oh, you mean as like Billy Batson?
Yeah.
Actually, that probably could have worked. No, but yeah, like I said, I'm hoping they show like a bit of the Vic Stone like storyline because I like the whole Cyborg storyline. The fact that he's supposed to be like this big time like is it high school or college football player?
I think it's
college. Or is it? Yeah, maybe
because he's in Teen Titans.
Yes, that's true. He's a teenager. That's true. So it's probably high school. And like, yeah, like he gets in the accident. His dad rebuilds him as a cyborg, and like I like the whole struggle about the fact that like he's not like he's almost like part human, part robot, and like the robot part of him is trying to take over. And he's like losing his humanity, and like he like loves his father for saving him, but he hates him for turning him into like this like robot. Like
and
it's
his dad worked at Star Labs, right? Yes.
It's one of the labs.
Yeah, I think it's Star
Labs. Yeah,
because it was in I watched all of the 2 seasons of Young Justice.
So did I. Yeah.
What a great show that never continued.
Oh man, yeah, that was
so good.
Young Justice was
even a cartoon.
Listen, Young Justice was the like Justice League Unlimited of like Teen Titans, basically. Like it just really nailed the whole Teen Titans group.
They shoved all the storylines together so well.
Yeah,
I like that Blue Beetle, man. We need more of him.
I don't really know that character all that well.
Okay.
I know him from Young Justice, basically.
So, Blue Beetle is originally just a gadget user, kind of friend of Batman. That's first generation Blue Beetle, from what I know. Second generation Blue Beetle is a normal high school kid that gets this thing called Scarab. I think it's called a Scarab.
The Scarab, I think, is what it's called.
Yes, and it falls from space, and the Scarabs are actually part of almost like an anti-Green Lantern Corps.
Oh.
They're like another society of soldiers.
Space cops?
Space cops. Or not space cops, but almost like they're just space soldiers or something. But they wear the packs and they come around them and completely encapsulate them in these really cool looking suits. And they give them special powers like cannons and guns and they can fly and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen
So this kid gets it and it's broken and he ends up being able to control it. And it does the same thing with Cyborg. Tries to control him.
Okay.
And he ends up using it to his advantage to do so. If they actually did that storyline, it's fuck Iron Man. Like, the Spectre it looks fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
The suit.
But yeah, like I said, Cyborg will be interesting.
I don't even know how I got to Blue Beetle, but they need
there was
more
a walk.
characters.
There
like
was
that.
a walk there. People, they're okay with that.
Follow me on an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. We went on an adventure through some comic books there. My god, this is my favorite part of the whole night when they announced this. Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, fuck just Green Lantern.
Finally getting like
full recognition.
Like fully announced. Because like there had been rumors trailing on the internet for a while now, but like now that they're finally fucking confirming it. They didn't show any trailers or anything like that. They didn't even announce who's playing it, but I think they're probably close. If they're
Jensen
announcing,
Ackles!
Go Jensen Ackles, we love you. No, but like seriously though, the fact that they're doing a Green Lantern Corps, which implies that it's gonna be Hal Jordan, John Stewart,
Kylo Ren,
Kylo Ren, Kyle Rayner, and who's the ginger?
That's our word.
That's you can't use that.
You can't use that. Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner. Yeah, like if they have all those guys, or at least in my opinion, if it's just Hal Jordan and John Stewart, I'm okay.
I'm not okay unless Guy Gardner's in it.
But just, you know what I mean? Like those
for non-biased reasons.
For totally non-biased reasons. No, but like I always find that those two are the main like Green Lanterns that play in, especially with the Justice League. You know what I'm saying? Like those two are the ones that actually.
Is there an Asian?
Isn't
Green Lantern? Maybe.
I don't think so.
It's Kyle.
Is it Kyle? Is Kyle Rayner? No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't that be
like
fucking hilarious? And then we realize they're just like racially profiling all the Green Lanterns.
But yeah, no, like I said, like generally speaking, when it comes to Justice League, you've got either John Stewart or Hal Jordan. I'm okay with it. Like,
either of them.
Yes,
as long as there's an opportunity that both of them are going to show up at some point, I'm happy.
I mean, like I said, we got burned with the last Green
How'd
Lantern
they
movie.
fuck that up?
I know.
How did they fuck that up?
It's so unfortunate because Green Lantern, obviously, one of my favorite characters. If you people haven't noticed me wearing this thing every fucking episode, then
because you got willpower.
Ooh. No, but like, yeah, like.
That could have been the Iron Man.
What a missed opportunity. Like I just can't.
I'm trying to think.
And the storylines for Green Lantern are so interesting. Like that's one of my favorite comic series is Green Lantern.
It's good it didn't go well because we wouldn't have got Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I guess. But still, I would have rather had a good Green Lantern movie, to be honest. I'm so stoked to see where they go. Like, and the weird thing is, though, I'm not sure. I think, like you said, we were talking about with Shazam. I don't think Green Lantern's going to be in the first Justice League movie because they kept showing shots. Unless
he's going to be in the trailer or the end credit scene, probably.
Maybe it was just because they wanted to keep like the Green Lantern Corps thing, like not a secret, but like kind of like a surprise hype thing. Like because if you noticed, every time they showed the group, it was like Aquaman, Cyborg, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. And there wasn't a Green Lantern, and I don't know if it's just because of the fact that they hadn't officially announced that Green Lantern was going to be in it. So, like, because you know how, like, they waited in the video to the very end to be like, by the way, like, Green Lantern Corps, like...
And no actors were announced, so they don't know anything.
So, maybe that's going to be what it is. So, who knows?
I see an end credit scene, probably in Batman v Superman, where, for some reason, the way they defeat Doomsday is they throw him out in space or something.
Yeah,
and I just see like
I'm sick of picking up your trash.
No, I just see them like at the end of the credit scene, just like the green energy goes around Doomsday's body, and they're just wheeling him off. They're just wheeling him off, and then that's it.
Or they show him in like one of the Green Lantern like prison cells, like they show him in like a cell with like the green bars and stuff like that.
And then like the Green Lantern walks up to the window, and it's John Stewart or Hal Jordan, and it's just like, wouldn't that be amazing? Could you imagine like Jensen Ackles as Green Lantern just walks up to the jail cell and it's just like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, and everyone fucking blows their load.
Fucking Warner Brothers doesn't cast the people they want. Ever.
Come on, man. Jensen Ackles. Think about it. Hal Jordan.
Fuck it. He can play everybody. I don't care.
He plays everybody. But yeah, I'm really stoked to see who they I guess it's not Chris Pine because Chris Pine's going to be that Steve Trevor guy. Like there was a
way to get undercasted.
But you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of talk about him playing
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
That's so funny though. He's like he could have had an opportunity. Yeah, I would even liked him as Flash to be quite honest.
Yeah.
He could have been anybody in the DC universe, and they're like, you're going to be Steve.
Yeah.
You're Steve Trevor.
You're Steve.
What superpowers do I have? You get to make out with Wonder Woman and then you die.
I guess that's okay, but
I was in Star Trek, right? Like I can do bigger roles.
I can be better than this. I'm better than this.
No, we got Ezra as the Flash.
Don't worry about it.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm super hyped because it leads me to believe that, like I said, as long as there's going to be a Green Lantern Corps, they could maybe do some of the Green Lantern Corps storylines, like.
Any of them. The Red Lanterns could be so cool.
Oh my god! If they bring in the other Lantern Corps, that's gonna be great. First of all, they need to do the Sinestro Corps storyline. It has to happen.
I feel like if they're gonna do the Sinestro Corps, it's kind of tired out because they ruined it so bad with the first movie.
They didn't though because they never got to the point where Sinestro was in that movie, but they never did get to that point. I have a feeling maybe if they do a Green Lantern Corps movie, it's gonna start off Sinestro's gonna be a good guy at the very beginning, and then he's immediately gonna turn. And the whole movie's going to be about them fighting the Yellow
That would be
Corp.
okay. That or
Totally okay with that.
Or they kind of, if they find a way to weave that storyline that they can put it over multiple movies, and then do everything else besides it.
Can you imagine? Sit here, close your eyes, and imagine with me. Can you imagine if, at some point later down the road, because now that they've already got the other characters involved, what if they did a Blackest Night movie? Oh. Like, think about how fucking good that storyline is, and it encapsulates the whole DC universe.
Now, if you don't know what Blackest Night is,
oh my god,
it's one of the Lantern cores or an energy.
Best storyline.
It's undead DC heroes taken over by the energy, and eventually they do recover from this.
Yes,
but they're all dead at one point.
There's a core. There's a guy that basically resurrects the black like lantern, and the Black Lantern has its own rings and everything like that. But what it does is it raises the dead and like turns them into like basically zombies. But because now the only thing I say is for the movies it might not make as much sense because like in the comic books,
it would have to be the last movie.
Yeah, well that's the thing is like in the comic books when you think about it, like how many characters have died and come back? Like Superman does it, Batman does it, like a bunch of them did it, which was the interesting thing because like superheroes like Superman in Blackest Night got turned into a zombie with the ring, and like the ring forces itself on them. They don't choose it. But because he had died at one point, he like can be claimed by death again. It's such a good storyline. If you haven't read it, I strongly recommend going and finding the Blackest Night series because, like I said, it's one of the best storylines when it comes to Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps.
I want to see a moment, and this is the equivalent of people wanting to see Hulk pick up Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah,
but the equivalent
that's gonna happen one.
I know. The equivalent to that would be seeing Batman throw on the Green Lantern ring once, like in the comic books.
No. In the comics, he gets a Yellow Lantern ring.
Yes, but he gets both. There's a moment when
he get both?
Yes, there's a moment when he puts on Hal Jordan's for like literally a few minutes just to feel what it was like.
Okay.
And then
he gives it away, doesn't
he?
But
he takes it back off and puts it away.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that for a short moment. Like he has to, like Green Lantern's knocked out, doesn't have his ring, and then Batman's just like, yeah, fuck it, throws it on and just uses his will. Because the thing about the willpower in the Green Lantern rings is that's what your power is.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Who has more willpower than fucking anybody?
But the thing I always loved about the whole lore with Green Lantern and Batman was the fact that the Yellow Ring chooses him because he instills fear in people so well, in criminals and stuff like that. So like I love the fact that like he's the only one that can use it. He's not a bad guy, but like I love the fact that like the Yellow Ring chooses him because he can just instill fear in so many people, and like that's kind of his thing, right? I've always loved that kind of part of the lore where it's like, well, Batman's not really a bad guy, but he fucking freaks people out.
And Batman's one of the only people to harness the power without harming people.
Exactly.
He doesn't go nuts or anything.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm Batman.
Like, yeah, I think he gets the ring and then he like immediately like he gets the Yellow Ring, uses it for a few, and then like gets rid of it. He's like, no.
I would like to also see some Batman Beyond movies down the road.
Dude, if they did that, that'd be fucking great. But I mean, we're talking that's years
down the road.
Yeah, years down the road. Now they're setting it up nicely to kind of get in that direction because you've got the like they keep talking about he's older Batman. He's close to retiring Batman. You know what I mean? Like he's in his like 50s and stuff.
They also talk about how when they were explaining each character's, you know, like, oh, you know, Aquaman's the sea, Batman is the night, Superman is this, and they're saying the Flash is time, he's time travel. Yeah. I have a feeling they're going to use that in some future movies.
Can you imagine if they did a Flashpoint movie?
Flashpoint Paradox would be good.
That'd be
also,
cool.
If they did the Justice League story where they actually go to the future and Batman meets his older self and Batman Beyond, they could do a movie like that and then come back and have Static Shock and stuff.
That's a good call.
Yeah, do something like that would be doable because the timeline can be reset after.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
It'd be like an X-Men movie.
Exactly. Nonetheless, Green Lantern is going to be fucking sweet no matter what. Like I said, I've always been such a huge fan of Green Lantern.
As long as they cast it
properly.
Fucking Flash.
Oh my god.
I'm more pissed off about Flash than Wonder Woman, to be quite honest. Yeah. I'm okay with Wonder Woman. It'll be okay, but like Flash just does not make sense to me. It does not.
Yeah, I'm really, really kind of like waiting to see what that character turns out to be.
I feel like they didn't even know who the fuck. They're like, oh, the Flash is some kid that like runs around fast. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
like, they didn't even read the comic book. You're like,
Yeah, did they even open a comic book? No, apparently not.
Zack Snyder was just too busy. He looks exhausted.
Oh yeah, he's just like,
he's got his scarf on. He's like,
so like, fucking Batman, Superman, yo, like.
So we've been working really, really hard to get all these Superman.
He's just like they're like just
superheroes
on screen. Like, what? What do you want to know? Superman's dead, isn't he?
They're like, will you wake the fuck up? And he's like, do you know how hard it is to make a Justice League movie?
I'm so fucking tired.
I've got to make like 8 movies in the next 4 years.
Please let me go home. All right. So at the end there, they show off the new Suicide Squad trailer, which I gotta say, really has me a lot more hyped now for the movie.
It doesn't look as shitty as the initial launch.
I mean, I wasn't like I think we talked about it before on the show. Like we just weren't sure what to think about Suicide Squad because there wasn't enough. I mean, they showed more about the characters, which is great. That's the thing I think they nailed with this trailer was
getting to understand the characters.
Getting to understand. I mean, that's the big thing. That's the big problem so far was other than Harley Quinn and maybe Deadshot
and Killer Croc
and Killer Croc, like. Do you really know the other members? Not really. I like the fact that they started like kind of showcasing each of them. Like they kept showing that like I think it was Captain Boomerang. Like they kept showing him like freaking out, and, like he's punching that dude. Like
yeah.
You kind of understand that he's like the really like loose cannon of the group. Like you get that feel for him. There's that what's his name, El Diablo or whatever, the guy that can like
El Diaz or something. Or
I thought it was Diablo because like I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. He's not cool.
We don't care. But, like, he's, like, the guy that's got, like, fire powers and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Like, Enchantress looks kind of interesting because she's, like, possessed by, like, a witch or something. Like, that sounds interesting. There's the samurai chick with the sword that sucks up people's souls.
That'll be cool.
That'll be interesting.
Like we were having the conversation earlier, I was just saying, why didn't they put in Black Spider?
I know, yeah.
Because there was they made an animated movie called Escape from Arkham, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was Escape
from Arkham. Which
literally
was the Suicide Squad storyline.
Yeah.
And it was an animated movie, and it was done very well.
Really well.
But Black Spider is like an evil Spider-Man who's a grown adult.
Yeah.
Who... That's such a missed opportunity because you're literally like, here's a guy with tattoos that shoots fire.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. Here's a witch and a samurai chick. Are they the same character? No, they're 2 different ones.
Yeah.
You won't remember that because you don't give a shit.
I'm still on the fence about Will Smith being Deadshot. Like, I mean...
He does not look excited to be there at all.
No, he didn't a little bit.
You watch those clips and he's just like, what have I got to do?
Although, to say that, like, what's her name? Margot Robbie? The chick that's playing...
Harley Quinn looks awesome in that
She looks amazing.
She plays... The part where she's talking about the voices in her head is
so good, yeah.
So right.
What's that? You want me to kill everybody here and escape? Just kidding.
That's just the voices in my head. Actually, they didn't say that.
Yeah. But, like, that's that kind of stuff that she... Like, you know, if you read the, like, you know, the new Harley Quinn comics, like, she's kind of like that. She's kind of... I mean, it is a little bit, like, people, like, saying she's kind of a knockoff of Deadpool at this point, but, like... Whatever.
She was like this all along. Though.
Yeah, but if you read the comics, it very much so reads like a Deadpool.
Well, because you got to remember too, she wasn't even a comic book character until the animated Batman series came into existence, and they kind of just made her out of nowhere. She
originated from the animated series.
So it was kind of the Arkham games really gave it a boost too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Her character very very much so jumped there. But like in the comics and stuff, like they've really taken that character and ran with it. Like you made her way more twisted. Like I remember one of my favorite things about the DLC from Arkham was playing as Harley Quinn, and instead of having like the detective mode, she had like insanity mode basically, where she would see writing all over the fucking walls, and she would hear whispers like in the background. And
okay, I'm remembering that a bit. I did.
Every once in a while, like you'd hear a voice, like telling you, like she'd be talking about how like I don't know, like she'd be saying things like it's cool because there's almost like the voice in her head is like Harleen. And she's trying to tell her to do stuff, and like you'll hear Harley every once in a while be like, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!" Like yelling at her, like the voices in her head and stuff. Like it's really cool. Like I said, I have a feeling that the movie's really going to be nailing that. This and what, like we said earlier, I am still convinced that Joker is Jared Leto's Joker is Robin. What's his name? Jason Todd. Everything we
Red
keep
Hood. He's gonna be Red Hood.
Everything I keep seeing just makes me feel like he's that character.
If I wanted to cast a Red Hood, and Jared Leto was one of the people that auditioned, I'd be like, it has to be him. Yeah. Like he's a good fit. He makes sense, and it doesn't matter what he looks like because he's gonna be wearing the mask anyways.
Yeah.
So if he can play a Joker that's believable, but is different because the way he has those metal teeth. Dental surgery from getting your friggin' teeth smashed in by a crowbar.
Yeah,
which is the story. He's got the J under his eye. It just makes too much sense, and I really hope that they are doing that. I don't care if it's predictable, from our perspective.
Yeah, from our perspective, yeah.
Because it'd be satisfying. But if it's not,
Very much so.
it's gonna be like, what the fuck, guys? Because I don't see him as the Joker. Not even in the sense, like, when I saw Heath Ledger's Joker at first, I was still like, that's kind of the Joker, though.
Yeah.
That's really, when you see him, you're like, that's not the Joker.
No.
That's the Joker, but it's not the Joker.
See, the thing that gets me the most about that character, even still with Harley Quinn, too, is he doesn't seem old enough to match Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, Bruce Wayne's supposed to be old.
He's like 45-ish.
He's supposed to be in his, like, 50s, I think.
Oh.
Like, yeah, like, he's supposed to be, like, older Batman. If he's been dealing with, like, stuff in Gotham for, like, you gotta think maybe roughly 20 years or something like that, maybe even longer, 25 years, like, how long, like, Joker can't have been that far into his timeline, you know what I mean? Like, Joker's, like, the main, so...
Well, that and seeing the uniforms...
Where does it lie, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing is, like, Jared Leto's Joker looks young.
Well, in those clips of Batman v Superman, and they did say directly that these stories are intertwined with each other.
Already, yeah.
So, when they're going through his Batcave, it's his Batcave, they're showing the old Robin outfits with Joker writing on it in yellow.
Yep.
It seems like that's a past memory. Which
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense for the Joker to be so young. You know what I mean? It's almost like there is the real Joker.
Most signs seem to be pointing towards
Yes,
that, and I think that's
gotta
totally
be
going to be true.
It's got to be.
I mean, to talk about the other characters, like you said, I'm still finding a lot of the Suicide Squad characters to be unforgettable. Or, sorry, very forgettable. Not, yeah, you know what I mean.
Deadshot made sense. Harley and Joker made sense. I wanted someone like
Killer Croc doesn't look very good.
No. Okay. The only way you could have done him was CGI.
Yeah.
There is no reason you should be pasting fucking prosthetic.
They should have made him the like Arkham
Origins, where he's like shirtless and he's got the wrapped up wristbands. But I wanted him to be like huge. You know what I mean? Like, yes. I wanted to be like Arkham. He needs to be like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, I wanted him to be like the Arkham games version of him, where he's like massive. Yeah, exactly.
Another gripe I had too was what was said at first was their costumes. They're still kind of stupid. I feel that if they're criminals and they've been sent out to do something, they either need to wear a jail uniform.
Yeah.
That's been modified, like, so Killer Croc's just wearing his pants because he's like, I'm Killer Croc. Harley Quinn's got the tied up in the tank top or something.
Yeah.
Or they've provided them what they've asked for.
Yeah.
So, hey, if we're going to do this job, I want proper gear. Yeah. So I want this uniform. They should have made uniforms for them. That would have even been cool.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, even in the comic books or the shows or the movies, like, they kind of did just wear their own stuff. I think this gave them their own. They just let them wear their own kind of like costumes and stuff.
Yes, which would have been nice, but in this movie, it's not their own
I do like
stuff.
that part where Harley goes over and like smashes the window and takes that person, that guy, and the military guy's like, "What is wrong with you people?" And she's like, "We're the bad guys." Like, whatever. No one, like, that's what people expect from us, kind of thing. Like,
well, and you just remind me, Joker isn't the Suicide Squad. He's not part of the Suicide Squad.
They do say that. Jeff Johns did say that. He said he's not part of the Suicide Squad, which implies either, like, you had a theory maybe that that
he's a voice in the head of Harley?
No. Oh. You were saying that he might be who they're going up against.
Yeah.
That's possible. I mean, they showed quite a few shots of Joker in there. I wonder if that's the case. What's that?
So what would make sense, because people would say, well, if they're going up against the Joker, why would Harley go up against the Joker? What if he's not the real Joker, and that's why Harley Quinn's going up against him?
Ooh.
Do you ever see the two of them in a scene together?
Yeah, when they're driving in the car.
That's the only time.
Yeah, when they're driving in the car for sure. I don't know if there's any other scenes that we've seen in the trailers.
But for all we know,
if there is, comment below, because I'm not sure. But I know for sure.
They've been pretty good. Our last Batman v Superman video, a couple fans have spotted out some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, if you've seen anything... I have a feeling, though, with that scene where he's driving with Harley Quinn in the Lambo, it could have just been
Lambo.
It could have just been him trying to seduce her to be like, "Oh, I'm the Joker." And then that could have been one of the set-off points where she's like, "I hate him. He's not the Joker. He's not the real Joker."
I mean, we'll see what happens, because I mean, they could be doing some interesting stuff with that. Like I said, this trailer did have me a little bit more hyped for the movie. It looks
more watchable. Yeah, like I saw it, I'm like, I could watch that and not be mad that I watched
I still think that it's gonna be a fun movie, and that's the thing, is I think that's kind of like the point is it's going to be fun. It's not going to be like Batman v Superman, where it's going to be on this like epic grand scale leading into Justice League, where it's like, I think Suicide Squad is going to leave us with a lot of like fun things. I think it's going to, like you said, like maybe there's going to be the little Joker thing where it's going to leave us with a little bit of like, oh my god, like they just did that with this movie kind of thing, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's what the role of this Suicide Squad movie is. I think that pretty much covers everything with that. I mean, we pretty much covered the whole thing from the CW. If you haven't watched it, I mean, it's like 20 minutes long. If you can find it on the online, or even if you have CW
through legal ways,
of course.
There's little clips on YouTube.
Buy it on iTunes and stuff, I think, or whatever.
Get cable and PVR or
CW. Anyway, there's a few other things that we want to talk about that's not DC related. I mean, so there's another Ip-Man movie coming out.
So I saw the video. So like about 4 days ago, I'm watching my Facebook feed, and a video of a trailer of Ip Man 3 comes up, which Ip Man's the story of the master of Bruce Lee.
Yep.
And
it's like a legend.
It's like one of the most awesome kung fu series you can watch. In this specific trailer, he's fighting Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
And Mike Tyson's just fucking going at him.
Yeah.
And I saw that and immediately texted you. I'm like, dude, Ip Man 3, he fights Mike Tyson.
I remember getting that text. I was like, oh shit.
And that comes out on the 22nd, so in 2 days. So because of filming reasons, maybe next week we'll talk about that a bit, just how great it was. Because it's going to be good.
Those movies are fucking great. I love the Ip Man movies. Like,
I didn't even know
what. Good.
I can't remember what made me want to click on it, but this was years ago. I'm on Netflix and I'm like, I want to watch something. I'm like, Ip Man. I'm like, and it's like the story of Bruce Lee's man. I'm like, shit. Click. Yeah. Watched.
As soon as you find out that he's the guy that like taught Bruce Lee, you're like, that guy was probably a badass. And it turns out he fucking was. I'm sure those movies take a lot of things like liberties with a lot of things, but they're mostly based on true story, from what I understand. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like fighting 60 men in a market.
Yeah, I love those scenes though, like where it's like, yeah, he's standing and he's like surrounded by like 20 guys, and I'm like, didn't you guys see him kick the asses of every other fucking person?
Like every movie, it's like, well, maybe if we get 60 guys, we can take them.
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost.
Yeah,
no. Maybe if we get 80 men.
So yeah,
maybe they should get guns.
Someone just blasts him. There's like, yeah. What up, man?
No, he'd probably kick the bullet away or something.
But that movie shows promise. I mean, we'll watch that, and like I said, we'll probably talk about that next episode.
That's like Asian Avengers.
Oh man,
pretty much.
I love those. Like I said, the Donnie Yen and everything. Good. Donnie Yen and everything is great. I love Donnie
Which will be great about Star Wars. Our last video we talked about.
Yeah,
check it
out. Just as a little nod, if you haven't seen it, SNL did the fucking great spoof video of Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, but it's like undercover boss style. If you haven't watched this video, oh my god,
I lost it.
I want to give mad props to those guys and to Adam Driver for doing that. Hi, my name is Matt. I'm a radar technician. It's so good.
I just love that it's so
good.
He's pissed off at the stormtrooper and he comes like, hey, I found Kylo Ren's lightsaber. And he's like, it looks like some kid made it. Get it? It looks stupid. Yo, well, you don't have to look at it. He throws
it at the wall, yeah. I still think my favorite line is, so my friend saw Kylo Ren in the shower. Dude said he had an 8-pack. Kylo Ren shredded.
Like, no. That pipsqueak, he's like
no,
30.
He's a punk bitch.
He's a punk bitch. He's like 30 pounds wet
in that black dress or whatever.
In that black
we could go on, like, but I just wanted to throw that out there to get people watching it because it's so funny. It's so good. Oh man,
SNL hasn't been funny in years.
You know what? They nail it though every once in a while. Like every once in a while,
something like this.
Yeah, something like this. They nail it just right on the head, like with these kind of clips here.
Well, and I like that the internet's been literally doing that lately, where they're like, Kylo Ren's just this emotional, like,
oh man, the Kylo Ren Twitter,
the Twitter
Kylo Ren and Lonely Luke, or whatever it's called, like the fights back and forth between those two accounts, so good.
So
the internet is great.
I honestly just wish that like Kylo Ren, the character, could be licensed out as a comedy special.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mom, I need more conditioner.
Yeah.
Also, I made a new Death Star.
Yeah, like there's gonna, like I said that I just wanted to point out how fucking funny that was. So if you haven't watched it, look it up on YouTube. You can find.
You've probably seen it. Yeah, I stumbled across it. And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've seen all month.
All right, that pretty much wraps it up for this week, I think. Like I said, lots of great news for DC fans. There's a lot of really good stuff coming out. If you're a fan of the TV series, I know this week Legends of Tomorrow starts on, I think, like Thursday or Friday, which will be up. By the time this video is up, it'll already be out. I'm stoked to see what that show brings. I mean, it's got the guy that played Rory from Doctor Who in it, and it's got all the What's it called? It's got all the like the side characters from
That's-
fucking Arrow and
That's
Flash.
kind of a half selling point. Like it's got Rory from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's like first you're like,
but whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
does he play a Centurion?
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna wait around for a really long time.
He's probably waited a long time just to get into this TV.
I mean, it's kind of cool because, like, I mean, do you know the premise of the show? Did you see the trailer and stuff like that?
I saw the trailer, but I was not interested
Do you know
in
who,
it.
like, the big bad guy is, though?
Isn't it?
It's Vandal Savage. Because they had an episode of Flash, the last crossover event for Flash and Arrow was them taking on Vandal Savage.
Yeah, and Vandal Savage, is he not the guy that pretty much found like the Lazarus pit?
No. He's immortal. He was like,
yeah, but he landed.
I think he was like.
It was like the
originally-
Lazarus pit, pretty much the equivalent.
No. I think what happens to him, if I'm not mistaken,
An asteroid comes down.
He gets hit by an asteroid or something like that, and he
in caveman times.
Yeah, and he's like been alive. Yeah, he's been alive for like millennia.
And he's accumulated wealth and knowledge to help him do anything.
Yeah, he's lived like literally thousands, if not millions of years. Because like I said, I think he's around. But like he's that like he's one of those characters that kind of like sneaks in with the DC stuff. Where I'm like, this character's actually really cool. He's literally been immortal and like alive for millions of years.
He's like Lex Luthor with his shit together.
Yeah. So I mean, it could be good if you're like I said, if you're a fan of the TV series like I am. I'm stoked because I mean, like the characters they have at least are kind of interesting. Like I'm kind of sad that it's like one of those things where it's like, here's all the throw-offs from Arrow and Flash, like all together at once.
Well,
like
you know what?
We'll watch
Since
it.
I have
see how it
nothing
goes.
to watch and there's not much going on lately other than
Yeah.
stuff like this, maybe I'll go watch Arrow and Flash and try to force myself to fucking watch it.
Oh yeah.
And then next week or
Ooh.
a week after, I'll
going,
talk
keep
about
going.
it. I'll talk about it and give you my honest review because right now it's like, I don't want to watch it.
As
but-
a closing note, I want to point out the fact that I started watching The Last Kingdom on Netflix.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Have you watched it all?
I watched. I think I've seen up to the part where he's been betrayed by both the Vikings because his adopted dad's dead, and he's got to worry
Spoilers, bro. That
Yeah.
happens in like literally the first episode.
about. No, it's fine.
But yeah, like I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in.
same.
Yeah,
Like
and,
more than that. I think 8 or 9.
Yeah, so like everything I've seen so far, maybe when we're finished, we'll do a little bit of a review on that because that show's really good. Like I'm actually like surprised.
I've been talking to a lot of people at work about this. The biggest downfall with The Last Kingdom is that the show The Vikings exists.
I keep
that's-
thinking the same thing because
the
it's almost
biggest
like
problem.
it's the biggest problem is the fact that Vikings is just better, in my opinion.
But the thing is like they're totally different shows because one's following these are Vikings, they're doing Viking things.
Yeah.
And him, he's kind of not a Viking anymore.
Yeah, he's on the Saxon side a little bit more.
He's
and-
kind of in between both worlds. And
But I still think, like, as you're right, the biggest problem I have been watching, like, while watching Last Kingdom is, like, I keep thinking, like, I keep hearing the one guy's name is Ragnar, and I'm like, is this supposed to be Ragnar Lothbrok? Like, is it supposed to be the same character that fucking, like, Travis
like
Fimmel
saying
plays?
to
Like, is
some-
it him? Like,
it's like knowing you could have McDonald's, but you eat at home. Eating at home's okay,
I
but you
guess.
could have had McDonald's. That's kind of how My Last Kingdom works.
I
Because you're
guess,
like,
yeah.
I fucking love my nuggets. You know what I'm saying? So
Chicken nuggers.
chicken
Nuggets. Chicken nuggets. If you haven't found that video before, go look it up.
Go look up chicken nuggers.
Yeah.
It's not racist or anything. It's cool.
Yeah, like I said, Last Kingdom though, maybe like I said, I want to finish that because like I started it and like I plowed through like 5 episodes and no problem. And I
It slows down. That's the biggest issue, though.
oh,
'Cause
does it?
that's another issue with it, and I'm gonna spoil not really much, but they play up this whole thing that he gets accepted by the Vikings and he starts growing up with them, and you're like really like getting attached to this whole
Yeah.
world where you're like, yeah, he's part of these Vikings now. Let's do badass stuff, and then no,
Immediately they
no,
they cut
and
him
you're
out,
like,
yeah.
and then his girlfriend in the movies or the TV show is
Yeah.
like, shut up. Yeah.
I agree. What's her name again?
Bloquequa.
Brita? Yeah,
Brita.
Brita. You're right. Like
Bloquequa.
Brita is like, yeah, like I said, like she's that annoying character the entire time where she's like, you shouldn't be doing this. Like we should go do this. And she's just like,
Her eyebrows bother me too.
don't you fucking understand? We can't go back to the Vikings. They will fucking murder me. Like,
And did you notice too that they really like tried to make the females look like the time.
Yeah.
Like with Vikings TV series, it's like they pick these attractive women to play everybody, and they're like, they just give them braided hair and like, you're badass now. And everyone's like, yeah. In this, they're like, got like no makeup, really like broad eyebrows and like very masculine features, and they're just like.
Although I'm okay with what's her name from Vikings, Lagertha. She is so ridiculous.
Yeah, but Vikings did it right.
I know.
My Last Kingdom is like
hot. Lagertha was so hot.
Well, why do you marry her?
The fact that he leaves Lagertha for that other chick in Vikings is such a fucking shame.
I have to get back up to track.
As attractive as
I watched all my.
I should be starting soon, actually.
Yeah.
We have really run off topic here.
I got one last topic. You should talk about your Muse concert you just went and watched.
Oh my God.
He saw Muse live.
God, yeah. Muse has been touring. We just went to the show in Toronto. Not him and I, but like me and a few friends. This is my third time seeing Muse, by the way, live. Every time every time they put on a fucking amazing show. I will hands down say they're probably one of the best bands I've ever seen live. Every time they put on a fucking amazing show with tons of like cool techniques and like lots of like crazy video stuff going on the stage. It's great. Absolutely love, like, just love seeing those guys live. By the way, the band X Ambassadors opened for them. Not very good. Really
figured
bad
that because they only have one song that's played in every single commercial.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that Renegade song. You know what I will tell you? Tell you this: none of their other songs sound like that. That's like the only song, and like.
So you're saying they're a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't like their other stuff. Their other stuff sounds really like almost like poppy and like it's like not good.
Ew.
The guy can sing. I'll tell you that much. Like he can really sing. Some of their songs like he really was like belting it out. But I didn't like the other stuff they had. But yeah, Muse fucking nailed it. That was, like I said, just hands down one of the best concerts I've been to in a while. But yeah, like I said, there's not much else I could say about it because without being there, you can't really.
I saw your Facebook feed about seeing Muse live.
Wow. Do you feel privileged?
I saw it the moment it popped up. I saw you post it 1 minute later. Seeing Muse live. I saw that live.
Ooh. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
It's getting late.
Yeah, it is. Both of us are fucking tired. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Like, honestly, you know what? No, you know what? I have a challenge for our viewers. I want you to share this video or your favorite episode maybe with one other person. That's all we ask. Is if you're watching this and you really like our stuff, like obviously like and comment, throw us all your comments because like we love getting, like I said, we want more questions too in the comments. If you want us to answer questions in the in an episode, go ahead and comment on the videos because we will do it.
I try to, and I'm the guy that replies back typically.
You tend to take care of that stuff, yeah.
I like to talk to you guys, and a lot of times,
last episode, I noticed the one person pointed out the fact that like we had it wrong with the Electra thing. We thought what's her name?
Well, I never said like I was kind of like I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, both of us weren't sure. But like, yeah, thank you for pointing out the fact that we were totally wrong with that because we totally didn't know. I think I saw later on actually it was funny that because I saw that comment and then like later on I saw the fact that like they showed the picture of the Punisher and they showed the picture of the chick that's playing Electra and it's someone completely different. By the way, Punisher TV series apparently supposed to be a thing.
We'll talk more about that.
We'll talk more about that when it actually gets announced.
But what I wanted to say is with the comments, I love talking to you guys, and it's hard sometimes. So don't think that I don't reply. It's because you guys. A lot of times you'll say a statement.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't really reply to that because you'll be like, this is because of this, and it's like that. Cool. Interesting fact.
Yeah.
I'll give you a like if I can't think of anything to respond to.
Of course.
But if you got a question or you really want to know something, just ask me. I love that.
I said, I do have a challenge for our audience. Like if you're liking our stuff and you're watching it on a weekly basis, which we see the views, at least there's a handful of you that are like watching.
We got 30 people that typically watch
our videos. Like we fucking love you guys. I challenge you guys though to just one friend. That's all we ask. If you guys can get like I said, one other friend onto the video that hasn't watched it or like you think will like it, we'd be forever grateful because like we want to get the name out there. We want to get the word out there and see what we can do.
And if we get to 100 subscribers, we're gonna get wasted. Smashed.
It's gonna be awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.